Welcome to PV Online. One of the most important ways that you're going to communicate with your teacher is through emails and chats. So the very first assignment you're going to have will be to email your instructor. We begin by going into our PV Learners account. Communicating through emails can sometimes be a challenge because we don't get to get all the extra cues of people pointing at something or visually showing us what you might be curious about or confused about. So we're going to construct an email that could be as productive as possible. And the first thing that you always want to do is put something in the subject line. So for this one, we're going to call this Unit 1 Email Chat Your Teacher. So normally you will reference whatever your question is or whatever assignment you're on in that subject line. Now, in order to start an email, you always want to start with an appropriate salutation. So you want to start with, "Dear," let's say Mr. Smith. So let's say that that's our teacher. If you feel comfortable with your teacher, it's always nice. You'll see that they'll sometimes reply back to you saying, "Hi, how are you doing?" That kind of thing. But we'll never respond with "Hey." So try to get in the habit because that's going to be really important as you go on and you start your professional careers. So you're going to construct an email and there has to be a point to it. And very often it's going to be because you're confused about an assignment. So what you want to do is very clearly identify your question. What you can't do is lead with, "I don't understand how to do assignment 7," because that's too broad for us to help you with. So an example could be something like this. "I'm working on assignment Unit 2-4, assignment 4, number 6. So I've identified the assignment and I've specified the actual question within the assignment. So let's say number 6. And instead of just leaving it real broad with, "I don't know how to do it," say something along the lines of, "What is it about the question that you don't understand?" So an example of a good question would be, "Do I need to have the wavelengths in meters?" Do something so that the teacher will know exactly, okay, I understand where their confusion is. So be as specific as possible. Once you do that, then we're going to always end with, you can end with thanks or sincerely, whatever you choose. But now we've got the body of our email, we have posed a question, and we're going to finish this by preparing our signature block. And the signature block provides a wealth of information for your teacher. Now the way you're going to do that is in your PV Learners account. If you see this little wheel up here, you're going to hit the settings. We want to go to settings and scroll all the way down. And now down here, do you see where it says signature? So I'm going to close this just for a minute. So there's my signature, and what you want to do is you want to provide some information. An example of this would be your name. So my name is Sandy Harness. I'm going to type my name. Below that, I would encourage you to put your school, your home school. So if you're Horizon, HHS, Shadow Mountain, wherever it is. If you're PV Online, just write PVO. We're going to then put the course that we're in. So let's say that I'm in Geometry 1. So I'm in Geometry 1. I'm going to identify all the PV Online courses. And the reason we want to identify the course is because your teacher can teach up to 15, 16 different classes. So it really helps guide them in responding to your questions. So I'm in Geometry 1, and now the next thing I need to do is identify, am I on campus or off campus? Am I in the lab or am I off campus? If I'm off campus, simply write off campus and you're on your way. You're done. Now, as with all these, you're going to hit save to save the changes. Now, suppose that you're not off campus. Suppose you're in the lab. Well, in that case, then what you want to do is identify which period you're in there. So let's say that I'm in the lab during 4th period. I'm just going to type 4th period next to that. And again, as always, we're going to hit Save Changes. Once I've saved my signature block, look at what comes up, and this will come up every time you send an email. All of a sudden I have this information. I have the information of my name, the school that I'm associated with, what course I'm in, and if I'm on campus, what period I have it. If I was off campus, it would simply say off campus. And now I'm ready to send my first email. And up here in recipients is where you'll put your teacher's name. Once you get your signature block going, you submit your first email. It's time to get to work. Remember, communicating with your teachers, critically important. Have a wonderful year.